Good evening, guys. My name is Cameron Ferris, a member of the men's basketball team and a marketing major. And tonight I'm going to go over some key pointers on how to become a consistent three-point shooter. First, start off with some background. I was introduced to the game by my parents. They both played in high school and could have played in college, but decided to have a child and instead passed the love of the game on to me. And ever since then, I took it and ran with it. It's become a very, very important component of my life and something I define myself as. So I thought I'd share some key pointers of what makes me successful in the game and how the game has evolved and developed over the years. First, the three-point line just brings excitement to the game of basketball. And I'll go over this later in the speech, but the three-point line wasn't always such a key aspect of the game. Instead, it was played on the inside. Big men did a lot of the scoring, and guards were really facilitators. A guard is somebody who brings the ball up, typically shorter. So that's what I play. And in order to make the game a little bit more fair and a little bit more exciting for everybody, fans, broadcasters, everybody watching, they implemented the use of the three-point line. So first, I wanted to talk about how the three-point line is used today. So the 2020-21 season, which was last year, more than half the shot attempts per team were from three. The Charlotte Hornets, led the NBA with 90 field goal attempts. 45 of those attempts were three-pointers. So as you can see, 50% of their entire offense was based around the three-point shot. Some more facts to put it in perspective. This number has increased steadily over the years. In 2010, Orlando, who attempted the most shots per game, which was around 89.8, shot only 20 and a half three-pointers per game, which clearly you can see has doubled in the past decade and is steadily rising as Steph Curry, which I'll mention later, is breaking records at a phenomenal rate that nobody has ever seen before. So now I'm going to get into some of the nuances and the mechanics of what it takes to be a consistent shooter. And this is from all areas on the court, but especially from three-point. So here I have my ball. Now, this is not a basketball, obviously, but the mechanics and everything are the same, and the muscle memory will be the same whether you're holding a basketball or not. So first you want to find a comfortable position on the ball. There are seams on a basketball that run through it horizontally. You want to line your fingers, not within them, but in a comfortable place. It's really preference. And then as you raise up to shoot, you want to keep your fingers spread. That's a very key component as it covers more surface area and gives you more control of the ball. Now the space between your fingers, you don't want it to be too wide, but you want to spread your hand out as much as possible. You want to keep your elbow straight, starting at a 45-degree angle as you lift to your release point. Now, once you get to this 45-degree angle and you're holding the ball in this position, you want to have some space between your palm and the basketball. This will also help with your control, as when it touches your palm and comes off your palm, since it's spherical, it will cause rotation in kind of awkward and unorthodox ways, which if it hits the rim, if you're not switching it, if it hits the rim, it will spin off instead of spinning into the basket. So keep your elbows straight, gap in the palm, not too much, but just enough where it's comfortable. Fingers spread, and as you release, you want to get to your highest point. Now, typically people jump on their jump shot. It's okay if you don't. The best shooters do not actually jump, but they just have very, very structured mechanics that they follow over and over and over, and it builds muscle memory. So as you release, at that high point, at the peak of your jump, you want to extend and finish like this. The last finger that should touch the basketball is your index finger, and that we refer to as putting your hand in the cookie jar. So just some history of the three so you guys get more acquainted. It was introduced in the NBA in 1979, 1980, but the ABA introduced it a few years prior. When it began, it was just used for specialists, but today we see big men shooting it, guards shooting it. As I mentioned, Stephen Curry, who's in the photo, is breaking three-point records at a phenomenal rate nobody has ever seen. He's a pioneer of the game, and he's absolutely revolutionized what the game means today. Thank you.